In this session, we will solve some numericals on the alternator. Before solving some of the numericals on synchronous generator, just we will recap the EMF equation of an alternator as well as the importance of short pitch winding and distributed winding. These are the nomenclature you are using for deriving the EMF equation. For a 4-pole machine, I am considering a single conductor for single revolution. The flux cut by a single conductor in a single, that is one revolution, is 4 into 5. If you are generalizing this, then the total flux cut by a single conductor in one revolution, in generalized, it is P into 5. That is, the flux cut in one revolution is P into 5. At the same time, the time taken for one revolution is 60 by n, since n is the speed of the rotor. Then what we are getting here is the average induced voltage. The average value of the generated voltage per conductor, because we are considering a single conductor. Therefore, according to Faraday's second law, the magnitude of induced voltage is given by rate of change of flux. Therefore, flux cut by a single conductor, that is change in the flux or flux cut in a single revolution, is P into 5, and at the same time the time taken for a single revolution is 60 by n. So that we are getting the average value of generated voltage is equal to 5 Pn by 60 in a single conductor. If you are multiplying both numerator and denominator by 2, then what I am getting is the induced voltage, that is the average induced voltage in a single conductor, is given by 2 5 Pn by 120. I am multiplying here both numerator and denominator by 2. So that what I am getting here is, in this equation, is Pn by 120, that is nothing but the frequency of the generated voltage. Therefore, this is replaced by F, so that the average induced voltage in a single conductor, what I am getting is 2 pi f volts. Then what we are interested is, there are Zp number of conductors in each phase, that is, we are deriving the equation for per phase value. Therefore, what I am doing here, since there are Zp number of conductors are in series per phase, therefore the average induced voltage per phase is given by, it is a 2 f phi is the induced voltage in a single conductor. If your Zp number of conductors are there in each phase, therefore total average voltage per phase is, what I am getting is 2 f phi Zp. Then Zp is replaced by the number of turns, that is, we know that the number of conductors Zp is given by 2 times number of turns. Therefore, average induced voltage, what I am getting is, it is Zp is replaced by 2 Tp, that Tp is the number of turns, the Zp is 2 times Tp. That is, I will explaining at the end of this slide. At this moment, you remember that the Zp is the number of conductors is equal to 2 times number of turns. Then what I am interested here is the RMS value of generated voltage. To get the RMS value of generated voltage, what you have to multiply is 1.11. So that what I am getting here is 1.11 4f phi into Tp. So that what I am getting is the RMS value of the induced voltage per phase, what we are getting is 4.445 f into Tp volts. Then here the alternator is wound for a short pitch winding as well as for a distributed winding to reduce the harmonics in the waveform, to get the sinusoidal waveform. Therefore, they are connecting for the short pitch winding and the distributed winding. Those two factors you have to take into consideration while determining the magnitude of the induced voltage. Therefore, you have to multiply Kc and Kd, that is a coil span factor and a distribution factor, because the coils are connected in short pitch winding as well as the distributed winding, to improve the waveform. That is, we have to get the pure sinusoidal waveform, so that you have to take the distributed winding as well as short pitch winding. These two factors if we are considering, then the RMS value of the voltage, what I am getting here is 4.44 kc kd phi into TP volts. This is the induced voltage per phase. This is the EMF equation of a generator. If you want the line voltage in the case of the star connected alternator, then what I am getting here is you have to multiply root 3, so that what I am getting is the line voltage is root 3 times AP volts. This is how we have to derive the equation. Then regarding, there are two conductors forms one turn. That is, there are two conductors here. Then if they are joining in series, then it is forming a turn. Therefore, the two conductors is equal to one turn, or one turn is equal to two conductors divided by 2. That is, it is quite evident. That is, there are two conductors is equal to one turn. If you know the number of conductors is 10, how many turns we are forming? It is 5. 10 divided by 2. That is the number of turns. If you have got 5 turns, then how to get the number of conductors? That is that the number of turns multiplied by 2. That is why ZB is equal to 2B. Then we will see what is the importance of Kc and Kd. That is the distance between, or the angular displacement between the adjacent pole N and S is measured in terms of electrical degree, that is 180 degree. That is the angle between the two poles. Then if one coil side means the bunch of conductors, that is under N pole, center of the N pole, the another bunch of the conductors, that is a coil side, is placed exactly under the S pole, that is midway of the S pole, so that the span between the two coil side is 180 degree. If these two coils are connected and it is forming a coil, then the span is 180 degree, then such type of winding is called as full pitch winding. Then in other case, that is, once again I am considering the two poles, the distance between the two poles is 180 degree electrical. Then one coil side is placed under the exactly N pole, the another coil side is placed, it is less than 180 degree, so that it is chorded or shortened by an angle alpha. If you are joining this coil, then the resulting coil is called as the short pitch coil. It is chorded by an angle of alpha, and the coil span is less than 180 degree, therefore it is called as the short pitch winding. Then even though in the short pitch winding we are getting a lesser voltage as compared to the full pitch winding, to improve the waveform, to reduce the harmonics, we are going for a short pitch winding. Then what do you mean by the Kc, or coil span factor? It is nothing but it is the ratio of the induced voltage in short pitch winding to the voltage induced in the full pitch winding. Mathematically, if you are expressing, the coil span factor is EMF generated in short pitch coil to the EMF generated in the full pitch winding. Therefore, in the EMF equation we are taking this factor, so that we can reduce the harmonics, as well as we are saving the copper here, because you can see here the orang, which is a connector, is what you are required is more in this case. However, in the case of the short pitch winding, what we are getting is the lesser the coil span. Therefore, the copper required in this case is less. Therefore, the advantages of short pitch coils are, short pitch reduces the amount of copper needed for the end connection when compared with the full pitch coil. At the same time, it is improving the generated EMF waveform. Also, it is reducing the harmonics. And the another type of winding what we are using here is the distributed winding. Distributed winding means the number of slots are distributed over the stator. In that, we are placing the conductors. At the same time, there is another winding what we are calling is a concentrated winding. Instead of distributing the conductors in the different slots, they are bunched together in one particular slot under one pole. Then that is called as a concentrated winding. In the case of a concentrating winding also, we are getting a more generated voltage compared to the distributed winding. Once again, to improve the waveform, to reduce the harmonics, at the same time to improve the armature reaction, that is reducing the effect of the armature reaction, and better cooling purposes, we are going for a distributed winding. Therefore, it is improving the voltage waveform, it is reducing the harmonics, Also it is reducing the armature reaction. At the same time, the cooling of the machine is the better in the case of the distribution winding. Therefore, they are using a short pitch winding as well as a distributed winding, so that you have to get the pure sinusoidal waveform. That is why you have to multiply Kc and Kd to the EMF equation. Then before solving the numericals, what are the steps involved in calculating the different numericals on EMF equation, that we will see. That is, the first step is to you have to list out the data from the numerical given, then understand the problem statement, so that what he asked, what are the data he is given, then which formula you have to apply, that you have to note down. If the Kc and Kd values are not given, then you straight away you have to assume that Kc and Kd values are equal to 1, or the winding factor, what we are calling is Kc into Kd, that you have to consider as 1. The next step involved in the numericals is to calculate the total number of conductors. Most of the students are committing the mistake in finding out the conductors. Here there are n number of the slots are there. In each slot there are 10 or 20 conductors are placed. Then how to calculate the number of conductors? It is a number of slots multiplied by conductor per slot, the conductor per slot. That is why what you have to calculate here is the total number of conductors is equal to number of slots multiplied by the number of conductors per slot. Then we are calculating the EMF per phase basis. What I want is the conductors per phase. Z is the total number of conductor. Here there are 3 phases. Therefore, you have to calculate the number of conductors per phase, that is Zp, that is equal to Z by 3. That is Z by 3 is the number of conductors per phase. Then the next step is, in the EMF equation you don't have a Zp, you have got a Tp. From the Zp you have to find out Tp. We know that the Zp is, there is a relation between Zp and Tp is equal to, Zp is equal to 2 times Tp, therefore Tp is equal to Zp by 2. Therefore you have to find out the number of turns per phase, that is equal to Tp is equal to Zp by 2. That is, you have to calculate the number of turns per phase by the number of conductors per phase. Then use the appropriate formula and you have to do the calculations. What are the formula you are using? You are using basically the 2 formulas. One is the frequency equation, the other one is the induced voltage equation or EMF equation. That is, the first equation what we are used here is the frequency F is equal to Pn by 120. The second equation what we are using is the induced voltage per phase, EP is equal to 4.44 Kc Kd phi F into Tp volts. Then if you ask you to calculate the line voltage, once if you are calculating the phase voltage, in the case of star connection, the line voltage is equal to root 3 times the phase voltage, root 3 times EP. This is how you have to do the calculations. Okay. Then we will take up the first numerical. The statement is, a 3-phase 4-pole 50 Hz star connected alternator has 36 slots with 30 conductors per slot. The useful flux per pole is 0.05 Weber. Find the synchronous speed and line voltage on no load. Assume winding factor is 0.96. What is given is 0.96. Therefore, you have to list out the data given. The first one is P is equal to 4. Frequency is 50 Hz. The number of slots, it is star connected, it is also given. The number of slots is 36. The number of conductors per slot is 30. The useful flux per pole is 0.05 and the winding factor is 56. Then what he asks is, you have to calculate the value of N and EL, speed and EL. Before starting these calculations, the first step is to find out the number of the conductors, number of conductors per phase, the number of turns per phase. Therefore, first I am calculating the total number of conductors, that is Z is equal to number of slots multiplied by number of conductors per slot, that is 36 into 30, that is 1080. Then find out the number of conductors per phase, Zp is equal to Z by 3, that is what we are getting is 360 here. Then you have to find out the number of turns per phase, that is 360 by 2. that is 360 by 2, that is 180. Then what he asked is the speed. The speed is appearing in the one of the equation, that is F is equal to Pn by 120. You have to make use of that. He asks you to find out the speed. Therefore, you have to make use of the formula F is equal to Pn by 120. From this, N is equal to F into 120 divided by P. Substitute the values. All the data are given. F and P is given. F is 50 and P is 4. Then from this, if you are calculating frequency, what we are getting is 1500 RPM. And next what he asked is the no load voltage. Therefore, you have to apply the equation EP is equal to 4.44 kc kd phi f into TP holds. All the data are given. Then after calculating EP, you have to find out the line voltage by multiplying √3 to the phase voltage. Then everything is given kc kd. Instead of giving kc kd separately, the product of kc kd, that is a winding factor, what is given is 0.96. That is kc and kd, the both put together it is 0.96. The phi is given, f is given, tp is given. Just you have to substitute the values here. Then what we are getting is EP is equal to 1918.08 volts. At the same time, if you want to calculate the line voltage, just you have to multiply √3 so that you are getting the line voltage. It is very simple. First you calculate the TP, then you have to go for either frequency equation or the directly EP. If you ask the speed, you can calculate, otherwise you can go directly for the voltage. The next numerical we'll consider here, the similar type of numerical. Once again, 3-phase 16-pole alternator has star connected winding with 144 slots and 10 conductors per slots. The flux per pole is 30 milliweber. Find the phase and line voltages if the speed is 375. Once again, you can list out the data here. That is P is 16, N is 375, but is not given here the connection. Then you have to default, you assume that it is a star connection. That is why it is marked in the blue color here, because this is not given data, but the alternators are connected in star. Therefore, you have to take it for default star connection. Then 114 slots and 10 conductors, and the flux per pole is 30 milliweber. And kW here, once again, the winding factor is not mentioned. Therefore, straight away kc and kd equal to 1 you have to take. Therefore, kW is equal to 1. What is asked is phase voltage and the line voltage. Therefore, just once again you have to find out total number of conductors is equal to 114 into 10, number of slots into number of conductors per slot. Zp is Z by 3, that is 480. The number of turns per phase is 480 divided by 2, 240. Then here what we have to calculate is the frequency is not given. Therefore, the equation EP, the frequency is there, frequency is not given. You have to calculate the frequency. F is equal to Pn by 120. All the data is given, P is given, N is given. Therefore, you have to find out the frequency. The frequency what we are getting here is 16 into 300, that is 50 Hertz. Then you straight away you have to substitute in the equation EP is equal to 4.44 kc kd phi into TP volts. Therefore, you have to substitute the value, then you are getting 1598 is the generated voltage. At the same time, the EL is equal to √3 into 1598.4, so that what we are getting is 2768.51 volts. That's not last numerical. Just I will go through fast. Here this is the data given. Then we have to list out once again. Calculate the number of the turns per phase. Then what he asked is the flux. The generated voltage is given. Just frequency is not given. You calculate a frequency. Then from the equation EB is given. Then find out EP. Then EB, and from the equation what we are getting here is the flux. The flux what we are getting is 0.4469. This is how we have to solve the numericals. The same equation, only one equation, because voltage is given, then he asked the flux. This is how we have to calculate.